O'clock. Welcome to our ENCA and ETV viewers. I'm Tula Sizwe Simelane.
And I am Tumelo Mututwani. Well, in news just in, we'll cross to Soweto now to Protea Glen, who I understand Avuyo Mtila is standing by with news just coming in. Avuyo, good afternoon to you. Just give us context as to what we're seeing right now.
Well, Tumelo, I'll basically tell you simply, we are in Protea Glen now in Soweto, where, in fact, the police, the JMPD, have arrested a number of people for selling illegal trading permits. And we just found out it's not only that, they're also selling movement permits here. But I'm just going to grab Untazi from the city of Johannesburg just to get a better understanding of what's going on here. What exactly is happening here?
Now, what is happening is that we got a tip-off that there's a person that is busy selling permits for informal trading, permits for business, and now we've just discovered that he's also doing permits for moving around the city, outside the province, around the country, and so forth.
How many people are there? Because it looks like, I see there's braiding here. It looks like a hair salon when you look at it, but there's a lot of illegalities. Here's one of the permits that I'm holding right now. This is the permit for informal traders in order for them to trade, but we also found out they're also selling movement trade. But how many people have been arrested? Do you know the extent of this operation?
So far, we've arrested 2 people. We've arrested the person that is producing the permits and a person that was here claiming to have come to do some business, because in terms of the national regulations of the lockdown, he's not supposed to be here. This place should be closed.
This place, and I understand there's someone that's been arrested as well, Tumelo, just for the movement. I actually want to get proper visuals inside for you, Tumelo, the police in the operation at this moment. We were alerted about this just yesterday, but of course no formal media invite was sent out. But now the operation has taken place there, and in fact the police have someone that's been handcuffed here. I'm going to ask my colleague just to show you that visual over there of the person that's been handcuffed. Just on the other side, it's one of the people that in fact have been arrested here in this operation. We're not sure in totality. We understand there are 2 so far. We can't just show you the face at this moment, but this is the gentleman that has just been arrested moments ago. One of the police ladies holding the gentleman at this moment. I'm not sure if she can give us a comment on what's been happening here. Do you want to give us a quick comment as well?
When I will talk to you.
But that's the situation here in Protea Glen, Tumelo. You'd understand that this is one of the issues that informal traders have been crying about. You understand that in speaking to the police here, they're saying that a number of regulations have been broken, just not only the lockdown regulations, because you understand a lot of informal traders. I've been to places like Tembisa myself, where they were looking for these permits. This is a fake permit, but upon arrival here, the police have discovered that it's not only these informal trading permits that have been discovered here, but essentially also movement permits. You understand that a lot of people have been on the lockdown now, and they've been actually getting movement permits here. We understand the price of these permits is 300 Rand, and in fact, one of the councillors of Protea West, they have the signatures of them are there fraudulently. So this is a matter of fraud and also just breaking the lockdown regulations.
Sure, Avuyo, this quite a disturbing development there. We're hearing from Tatisi Modengwane from the city of Johannesburg, but I'm wondering what the Johannesburg Metro Police Department have to say about this situation.
We certainly will get a word with them, because you understand they've also been crucial in this operation. I was with Wayne Minnaar, the spokesperson of the JMPD at this moment. In fact, I want to grab him quickly just to get the understanding, the extent of this operation and how they've been doing. This is, of course, the JMPD spokesperson, Wayne Minnaar. Thank you for joining us, but we want to get the extent of this operation from the JMPD side.
Yes, for us, this is a breakthrough because these suspects have been selling the permits to traders at 300 Rand each, and how many of these permits have gone out already, we can't say, but it's totally contrary to the COVID-19 regulations firstly, and then it is also fraud, because the individuals or the suspects have been using a councillor of the city of Johannesburg's name on these documents as authorizing officers council to give and issue these permits, which is totally contrary to the regulations. And then we've also found a medical certificate, which they have been making here. So we don't know how many of these fake medical certificates have been given and how much they are charging the medicals or charging public for the medical certificates.
So it's not only just the permits, informal trading permits or the movement permits, it's also a medical doctor certificate that employees can hand over at work. But just how did this operation come to your to the fore as the JMPD? How did you find out about this?
Yes, it is the councillor whose name appears on the permit who alerted us, because he found out from a trader that his name was appearing on the permit, and that's how we were able to trace the source of where these permits have been made, and we eventually came to this house here, or the back of it's the back of a shop, where we are now seeing where these permits have been made.
Just the final confirmation, how many people have been arrested? And then just these permits, it looks like it's quite simple to replicate them. Aren't there stricter measures that can be put in place?
Yes, well, for us, it's about following up on what we have. And then wherever we come across individuals who are making fake documents, is to arrest them and see that they appear before court.
And do you have any idea of any other operations of this nature? Because we've passed the 21-day of lockdown, so it looks like they have been profiting over the last number of weeks. Do you know the extent of maybe other operations of this nature that you could come across?
Look, at this point, we're still working on information, but if there are people who are making fake permits, those individuals will also have to be arrested, and they will have to appear before court.
Thank you very much. That is Wayne Minnaar from the Johannesburg Metro Police Department. The suspect is just right next to me. I understand it's just one of two suspects. You can see the police also coming out in large numbers here. We understand that it's not only informal trader permits that have been discovered here and the movement permits that they've essentially discovered here. It's also doctor's certificates. So a lot of fraud, essentially. Not only Councillor Sithole's signature has been found, but also some doctors on those doctor's certificates eventually means that the fraud here. We understand informal traders have been wanting these permits. I mean, I covered a story just a week ago on the difficulty that informal traders were facing, in fact, in finding. There's another gentleman. He's being taken out by the police this very moment. I'm not sure if he's arrested. There's even money on the floor. It looks like it is his place because he's been asked for the keys. Two gentlemen that are being apprehended. Besides the one that you've seen just now to us, they're getting the keys, we understand, inside, but the police, it looks like they will be escorted out just now. One gentleman being put on the side. Yeah, we can't, of course, show you the faces properly now. These two gentlemen haven't been handcuffed, but there is a gentleman just behind me that has been handcuffed. And they've been told to just leave the computers as they are and just to leave now. We understand they're going to handcuff one of the gentlemen now to JMPD spokesperson Wayne Minnaar. One of the gentlemen being handcuffed to Wayne Minnaar, and the police just lining them up against the wall. They've been read their rights this very moment by one of the JMPD officials, and they've essentially going to be taken outside now, being asked to move. Coming through this side now, they're about to leave. It is quite a tight corner that we're in, essentially, and in fact, what is happening now, the house that we were in, essentially, is at a back alley, and it's behind a shop. I'm going to ask my colleague to show you as they leave now, but essentially this is the area in Protea Glen. Now they've been walked to the police car. They've been walked, accompanied by the police, to the police car now, asking for forgiveness there, but of course the police not giving them any chance, telling them to move forward at this moment. They've been arrested. We're waiting for the third gentleman now who's also been apprehended by the police. You understand? Just to remind you, they have been doing fraudulent documents that include informal trading permits that traders have been wanting desperately, as well as movement permits just to allow people to move around. That while we have been essentially under lockdown, they've been producing allegedly permits for people to move around, as well as we just discovered now that they've also been producing doctors' certificates. So now they've essentially been apprehended and being taken away by the police now.
Sanitize, let's give them the mask first, sanitize them, and we give them each one of them the mask. Sanitize yourself.
As you can see, even under the COVID-19 times, the regulations are being followed here by the police, being asked to sanitize and also just put on the masks now before they get in. I'm going to put the mic here so you can hear maybe some of what's happening.
And as you can hear, go in, go straight at the back. That's it, straight at the back.
This I can confirm. This is a note.
What note is that? Do you mind just telling us?
This is a note that we use for the sting operation. We took the pictures, we took the serial numbers of the notes, and then when we searched him, the notes were with him, and then we're comparing if they all the same number. Yeah.
The notes, you're talking about the 100 Rand notes that you've got at this moment?
Yes.
MR
69409
for this particular permit.
Yes.
So you've apprehended the suspect that bought the permit,
this can
as well as...
It's a note.
So how many notes have you confirmed?
For now, I've got 3.
So that's 300 Rand.
Yeah, so I've got 300 Rand here.
And you'll see just now the third suspect is coming in this moment. He's believed to be part of the operation as well. We do understand one of the suspects was actually buying a permit for 300 Rand, we heard, with the signature of Councillor Sithole, while in fact the other two were being sold. As you can see over there, they're sanitizing, precautionary measures still being taken during this COVID-19 period, with the gentleman handed in the mask. We understand the suspects, 2 of them already at the back seat, the one is coming in now, of course, but protocol and regulations have to be acknowledged, and the gentleman just being searched now as he's about to go into the anti-crime and corruption unit of the JMPD. And he goes in now. We do understand that from here they'll be taken to the to the Protea Glen police station, where in fact a case will be laid. But I just want to finally catch up. I'm just not sure where the spokesperson is now, but of course we will be wanting the finer details in fact of what will happen to these gentlemen going forward. But as you can see, they have been arrested at this moment. Even at the car, I can tell you, those social distancing measures being tried to put by the police at this moment.
In case you're just joining us, you're looking at live visuals from Aviwe Mtila, who is out in Protea Glen following that police operation by the Johannesburg Metro Police Department. You're looking at those visuals. 3 suspects we've just seen in the last few moments being taken into that vehicle there, that police vehicle, and they'll be taken to Protea Police Station. This in connection with allegations that they were selling fake and illegal trading permits as well as travel permits. Let's stay with those visuals a bit longer, just as that operation is underway in Protea.
Well, in fact, one of the police just lost his glove here. His glove just tore as they're trying to battle for the key of the shop. One of the gentlemen inside, who of course being alleged to be producing fraudulent documents, is actually resisting giving the police the key, but eventually the police were able to get a hold of the key. Now we understand that they have been arrested, and from here, we understand that they'll be going to the Protea Glen police station. But just for more direction is once again the City of Johannesburg spokesperson. So where to from here?
Now, we've managed to confirm all the notes that were given to the person that was helping us with the sting operation. All the notes are the ones that were handed out by us. So that confirms that this person paid that amount, and we have a copy of the permit, and you can see the way it fades. It shows that it's a remake of a permit. So from here, the officers will take the suspects to the police station, and then that's where the formal charges will be laid.
I just want to take a step back a bit and get into the better understanding of the operation itself. How it happened, exactly just the intricate details of it. Did you send someone in there of some sort of bait, or what actually happened?
Yes, what has happened is that our teams, as they go around checking for compliance, they came across a lot of these fake documents. And these documents, they have the name of the council and the number of the council. And the officers just took that and phoned the councillor directly and said, "Councillor, we're seeing this trend of these documents. Are you producing this document?" The councillor said, "No, I'm not even entitled to produce any documents on behalf of the city." So we worked with the councillor to do a sting operation. We got a person, we gave them the money, we made sure that we take the serial numbers for that money, and then the person went in, got the permit, and then we went in. We searched the suspect, we got the money, we compared the money is the same money that comes from us.
So just to confirm once more, you've arrested 2 suspects, the third one being the person that was helping you in this.
No, we've arrested 2 persons. The person that is helping us is not arrested. The person that is helping us is going to give a witness statement in support of the case. The second person that was arrested, we found them inside the premises. He was coming there to do his CV or something, but he gets arrested because of the national regulation, the national regulations on COVID, the lockdown regulations. So he's not supposed to be there. Internet cafes should not be operational at this time. So he's not supposed to be transacting in that business. So his only arrest is for breaking the regulations. But the perpetrator is for fraud, for breaking the national regulations on COVID, and many other charges that may arise. Because what the team is doing now, they're going to take that monitor, the computer in there, and it's going to be analyzed to check if there are any other crimes that can be linked to this case.
So far we can confirm that you've got this permit, and what else did you find in that computer?
We've got evidence that is also producing permits for people to move around from province to province. If you want to go to Limpopo, you just go into that internet cafe, you get a permit, and then you can go.
Aren't there any stricter measures that you can have to strengthen the permits itself? Because it seems like it's quite easy to make fraudulent copies.
No, we are strengthening them. We're going to be starting with the reissuing of the informal traders permit on Wednesday. So the permit will be different from this one because we've seen that it's easier to play around with.
Well, there you have it. That is the City of Johannesburg spokesperson talking about this very permit, saying that this is the permit that will be changed from Wednesday because, as we just found out, it's quite easy to make replicas of them. A gentleman has been apprehended here, in fact, for making fraudulent copies of this. Not only this, we found out that he made copies of permits that allow interprovincial traveling during this time. Also, Wayne Menard of JMPD telling us that they also found doctor's certificates there. So a lot of frauds that's been happening in fact, in a back room of a shop where a gentleman has been apprehended at this moment.
Yeah, Aviu, I mean, quite concerning visuals we're seeing there, both from the arrest, but also quite concerning are the people that are actually around you at this time, around the police officers, because it is a lockdown. No one should be idling unless they are out to, of course, get their essential those services. And I just wonder what the police will be doing in just terms of managing, the crowds that are also just around from where you are, because we could see that clearly there isn't much, essential buying or even consuming at this point. They are literally standing there. So it's a concern that, isn't that on its own a concern for the police, that is a contravention of the lockdown regulations?
Well, this site that you're seeing here, Tumelo, is not a site that you'll only find in Protea Glen. You walk around Tembisa, for example, and you'll see similar sites. It seems like the lockdown has not been taken seriously in the townships of South Africa. It's more stricter in your suburban areas where people are actually, you'll find that it's more quieter driving in and around. But in the townships, Tumelo, it's quite a concerning sight. It's not only, people didn't only just come out for the scene that you've just seen now. In fact, we've been here for almost 2 hours, and in fact we've seen a number of people roaming Protea here in Soweto. So it is quite a concerning sight that even after 21 days, while the numbers of COVID-19 confirmed cases are still growing in the country, people aren't taking the lockdown essentially seriously.
All right, that is ENCA's Aviwe Mtila there in Protea Glen, bringing you live coverage of that scene on the go there, those arrests being made. So just for clarity, it seems there are 2 suspects that are arrested in connection with this alleged operation where, fake documents were allegedly being produced, permits for traders and permits for people to be able to travel between provinces during the lockdown. And the third person was arrested for simply just disobeying the regulations by going to what is ostensibly an internet cafe to do something that's absolutely not essential at this particular point.
But also quite concerning is that it's not only those permits that have been disseminated or being sold at 300 Rand, we understand, allegedly. Also, medical certificates, according to the police we're hearing, were also disseminated. But I think what I also found concerning, Thulasizwe, was that fraudulent signatures of local ward councillors were also seen on those fake documents, which could have been sold at a similar or even a higher amount. And those suspects that you've seen have been arrested, been placed in the police vehicle, will be taken to the Protea Glen police station.
Good work there on the part of the JMPD. And you know what it says to me, Tumelo? President Cyril Ramaphosa, the Minister of Police, everyone involved in law enforcement, just like we're finding that we are finding solutions to our other problems now because we are being innovative because of the situation. It is possible to be a country that has strict enforcement of laws, as we are seeing in these days. This is ENCA.